So in this clip, we're going to see an LBC host pretty much get completely dragged by this caller when it comes to immigration, the importance of immigration, and it's just something you just need to see for yourself. Guys, we're not far from 80,000 subscribers. Thank you for helping us get to 75,000. But let's get into this, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts towards the end.
I was just wondering, when did Armando Iannucci start writing government policy? Because this is one of the funniest things I've heard for a long time. Well, it would be if it wasn't so sad, actually. I mean, just to take the A-level English requirement, given how many people actually study A-level English in the UK, that would eliminate about 80% of the population. It would eliminate Lee Anderson, for one. I mean, how would you test it? And then you get to the point of, well, to degree standard. Well, how does that work? I actually know people who have degrees who don't speak English to the standard that they can write it. Now, it's farcical. None of it works. None of it makes any sense. It's performative cruelty. You were mentioning South African businessmen laughing at the UK, yeah? The rest of the world is actually laughing at the UK. It's so farcical, and this is a Labour government. You've got Shabana Mahmood sounding like a pound store version of Nigel Farage, who is a pound store fascist. It's weird. There's something wrong with the country.
The reason for doing this in part is, they say, because those who arrived under the, quotes, Boris wave will shortly be able to claim indefinite leave to remain, and it would be an expectation that they'd be granted it unless something very bad had happened in the intervening years, and therefore they would be able to access the benefit system. And given the fact that the majority of those people came in and are doing low paid jobs, then maybe the benefit system costs would increase.
Well, can we come back to the English A-level point?
I mean,
because,
you can. I think
most of the country doesn't actually speak English to A-level standard.
I have to say, I'm afraid I don't buy that. I'm afraid I don't buy that.
You don't buy it. You should probably leave London then. I mean, seriously, walk around the streets, man. Speak to people. Most people do not qualify under this criteria, whatever it is, no matter how you try and test it.
Who are you talking about? Are you talking about people who are born in this country who don't speak English?
I'm talking about the fact that you're creating a criteria for immigrants who you desperately need, which is higher than the standard of the actual native people who were born there.
But a lot of people, Graham, Graham, would argue that that's fair, because whether you like it or not, the person that you're walking past in central London who was also born here, who perhaps hasn't had the best of educations or skipped it or whatever, who doesn't know what a subordinate clause is, that they're not going to, they don't have anywhere else to go. This is home.
And the point is that your country desperately needs workers. You have the so-called low-skilled jobs, yeah? Yes. Which is one of the main targets of this policy, this travesty of a policy. Unfortunately, you need people to come in and do those jobs, because people in the country either don't want to, or for whatever reason, you've got a massive crisis. Yes, immigration is good. Anybody who says otherwise is missing the point. Graham, your pension won't be paid for. It's that simple.
It is good, but it's not an unqualified, untramelled good. And
nobody says it needs to be untramelled, unlimited, or anything else. What we're actually saying here is that if you want to do it properly, don't invent rules like this. It
has felt rather unlimited over the last few years because the increase has been so dramatic.
Yeah. What's the increase, Tom? Net migration was 425,000 in last year, 2024.
Yes.
Yeah.
Almost a million in 2022.
No, net migration in 2024 was 425,000. Okay, and 40,000 people came in on small boats, and yet somehow it seems like brown people are the cause of the problem, which is ironic, because you have a brown person who's saying it.
It's so interesting, Graham. You are the first person in a discussion about this to bring up race, and I don't know why you've brought up race. Why is it important to you about the colour of the people?
Most of the immigrants we're talking about here, it's not important to me. Most of the people we're talking about will, if you. Sorry, do you always interrupt everybody mid-sentence? The reason I mention it is because most of the people you are talking about will not be white.
Yes, and the reason that is consequential is?
Tom, please stop being so
Sorry,
seriously. Are you pretending to be this obtuse?
No, just
you've
generally.
got a massive racism problem in the country. Massive racism problem.
So the non-white Home Secretary who announces this.
Dear, let's go there, shall we? Yeah.
Well,
okay.
Graham, you raised it, pal.
Seriously,
You're the one that started bringing race into
because
it. Why did you bring race into it?
Shabana Mahmood said things which are performative cruelty. That's what they are.
What they may well be cruel, but you saying that they're cruel.
There you go. We've admitted it.
Hang on, they may well be, but you're saying they're cruel on
I'm not saying they're cruel on the basis of race.
Do you always interrupt people mid-sentence?
Yes, I do.
Are you being
in this case, I do, because she's chasing the Farage vote. She's chasing the Reform vote, and the Reform voters will vote for Reform. They won't vote for her. They won't vote for Keir. It's a lost cause.
I just think Britain's broke.
So, my thoughts on this exchange here are pretty interesting. First and foremost, the fact that Tom tried to play that card in terms of, oh, you've brought race into this, is so stupid. It's actually stupid, and it's actually quite embarrassing. Think about it like this. When Britain opened their doors and people from Ukraine were coming over here and obviously getting away from Ukraine because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, which, number one, was wrong, and number two, I have absolutely no problem with Ukrainians coming here. Tommy Robinson, Nigel Farage, and the likes of those individuals, no one was complaining about those individuals coming over here. No one had a thing to say about those individuals. But it's just interesting that when you see and you hear about what it is that people are speaking about, it's consistently always immigrants that are black and brown that people have a problem with. So for Tom to sit there and act like the caller, Graham, isn't making sense in what he's saying is absolutely ridiculous. Secondly, what the caller Graham said at the end of the call is 100% true. I don't have a clue what Labour are doing here. I don't have a clue. They're trying to reach out and connect with the base of Nigel Farage through policies that are inherently racist. Let's just be honest. Let's just say it as it is. Inherently, these policies are racist and they are cruel. 100%. Without a shadow of a doubt. I don't understand why in this country we have such a problem with immigrants, especially immigrants that don't look like the native people that you want to say are here, white people. I don't understand why we have such a problem, because immigrants are just so essential and they're so key. It's crazy. I remember I was in hospital a number of years ago for about 2 weeks, and the entire time that I was there, I saw so many people from different races, different cultures, people that weren't even from the UK. I remember having conversations with them, and those individuals saved my life. They saved my life. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn about the colour or where it is that someone's come from. If they have a goal to come here and they want to improve and better their life, there should be absolutely no problem with that. But unfortunately, everybody is tarred with the same brush simply because a few bad apples ruin it for the many. And then you have people like Nigel Farage and Tommy Robinson, Zia Youssef, these types of individuals that run off of this type of stuff. And what they do is they sow fear into poor people and working class people and try and convince them. I'm not going to say try, because we've seen that it's actually kind of worked. And then they will convince these individuals that, hey, this individual is trying to take what's yours. This is what it is that we see happening and what it is that we see taking place. And it's wrong. It is wrong. Now, I want to give you guys just a few facts just to prove that immigration is good for the United Kingdom, because Graham said it in the call. We need immigration. It is essential. Without immigration, the NHS would crumble. Over 17% of NHS staff and 27% of nurses are from overseas. Immigrants fill crucial skill gaps in industries from hospitality and agriculture to technology and law. Migrants contribute more to public finances than the average UK adult, with skilled workers paying approximately £4,100 more in taxes annually and a lifetime net contribution of £341,000 per migrant. And lastly, even if you want to complain and say the people that come over on boats, guess what? When they have children, typically we see that migrant children do better, contribute more to society, and are more successful than a lot of the children that are actually born here in the United Kingdom. Now, that's not because they get more. All it is because they have a mindset of work ethic. They know where it is that they come from and their family comes from, and they want to change the narrative for themselves and for their family. But to have people like Tom pushing the narrative that it is that he's trying to on LBC that has thousands of listeners, you know, this Labour government pushing these policies now that are like so inherently racist and cruel is something that's quite disgusting. And it's sad because this is a Labour government. Labour are meant to be fighting for these individuals, not trying to appease the furthest of people on the right, like Nigel Farage and his followers and his base. And I always say this, I always say it, and I always end things with this. It's just crazy to me. It's just crazy to me that poor people are so willing to condone racism that they're willing to shoot themselves in their own feet. If Nigel Farage gets into power, the majority of the policies that he has will hurt poor people. The exact same way we've seen it in America with Donald Trump. People put Donald Trump in power plain and simply because deport. Their racism took over. And fast forward to now, some of the same people that voted for him, he's deported them and their family members. And for the other poor people, cut SNAP benefits. People are struggling. People are on their knees. But racism was too strong. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this clip. Thank you guys for helping us to get 75,000 subscribers. We are massively pushing towards 80,000 subscribers. So please do what you can to help us to be able to get there. Hit that subscribe button. Also, give the video a thumbs up purely for the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next clip.